Hey everyone, it's Joseph Shepard, and welcome to Exposed España, a podcast where we break down everything Drag Race España Season 3. But who is we? Who is we? Well, it's myself and the fabulous Marta Mama. Hi, Marta Mama. How are you doing?
Hi, bestie. How are you? I'm super excited to see you. I've missed you so much.
I know, I've missed you too. We used to have you over on the Chop when the Chop was around, given our España knowledge. And then I was like, you
Yeah.
know what? I think that we should do this together now. Like, you have it all.
The chemistry is there. We have to do it. It's our responsibility.
No, Marta, for those who don't know, why would you say that you're like the best España co-host ever? Like, what is it about you?
Well, I'm still trying to figure that out, Joseph, to be honest, but I don't know. I'm cute. Well, I live in Spain. I grew up in the US, so I have kind of like the both of the cultures, and I'm a drag artist. I'm a very old person, so I've been around. I know a lot of these queens. I know a lot of these houses, these families. I'm in the bars, and I love them very much. I love drag very, very much, and I love Spanish culture a lot. So that's the best I can do. Just love all of this.
I love it. I love learning things from you. I always feel like there's like all these little tidbits that I had no idea about. I already see from this outline that you have prepped and put in that there's some things in there that I had no idea was even happening on the show, but you picked it out.
Absolutely. I love it. It's just my nerdy side. I want to explain everything to everyone. I'm a teacher too. So I'm explaining everything all the time. I'm glad you like it. Not everyone does.
I love it. I love it. And I love you. So let's get into it. Let's talk about these entrance looks. First up, we had Pink. Am I saying Shadora?
Pinchadora. It's actually a pun.
Shadora.
Pinchadora would be like a word for a DJ. Pinchar is to poke something, to put a needle on something. Pinchadora is the person that puts a needle on a record, and she
Oh,
has this pun with the color pink. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
Of
See, you're already coming in with the references.
course. She is from like south of Spain, Andalusia, and she represents like the rural drag that
Okay.
is not only in the big cities, and drag that is not only in clubs. She just released like a poetry book. A bit
Oh,
crazy. Yeah, she's kind of an intellectual, but she's also a comedy queen. So, yeah, she looks cute, right?
yeah, she looks cute. She has on it's pretty much like a short dress, and then flowers all over it, different colors, flowers, pink, yellow, and red. Yeah, she looks really cute. Her makeup looks great. Her hair looks great. Great.
Did you see the purse? She's wearing a purse that looks it is exactly a cow shit. And it has like little flies stuck like silver flies everywhere. It's like the campiest thing ever because she's from the countryside.
I love it. I didn't even notice it until you sent this over, and I was like, oh my gosh, she did have a cow shit purse. But I love it. So camp. So camp.
Slay, cow shit, slay.
Yes. Next up, we have, all right, we're going to have to go with the pronunciations. I'm going to have you say all these people's names so then I can correctly get them.
Okay, so this name no one is getting right. This name is Ornella Góngora. Can you repeat? Ornella
Ornella Gongora.
Góngora. Yeah,
Gongora. Okay.
Góngora.
And Gongora.
Góngora. Góngora.
Gongora.
You'll get it eventually.
I'll
It's
get it
fine.
eventually.
Yeah.
We'll hear it so many times. Now, first of all, she walks in, and let me just tell you, I thought this was like a an all-stars version of Samantha Ballantyne's. I was like, there's just something about this face that just looks so familiar. I was like, did she change her name and
Really?
everything? Yeah,
I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I don't know. I think she looks pretty. Is that's not shade to Samantha whatsoever,
Yeah.
but but she is Benedita's sister. She's Benedita Bondash's sister. They both do,
Oh.
yeah, they're from the same
Oh.
place and they do like cabaret style. Yeah, she's one of the hardest working drag queens and the most like known drag queens that we have.
Yeah, she looks all in it. So she's basically wearing a red, long, kind of like a what would you call it? Like a gown, a lovely like
A
dress gown with
dress,
the
yes.
dress with a big slit on it. And then she also is holding a papaya. Is that a papaya?
It is a papaya, like, it's just a little bit stupid. She's referencing, I think, an Italian singer from the 60s with this style. And she was called Mina or whatever. But I think
Mm.
it was like a kind of a generic look, which
Hmm.
I'm into because, no one's going to judge you in base of the entrance looks. You don't have to spend a lot of money on them. Maybe you have to, I don't know, ride a crazy bull. So you don't really
Yeah.
know what you have to do. So it's okay. You don't need like an amazing look for the entrance look.
I agree. I always feel like the ones that like recently, like like Willow Pill with the angle thing that she wore, like those are
Exactly.
those moments you don't necessarily. Rue never sees these outfits, or sorry, the Supreme never sees these outfits. Like it's you're not going to. You don't need it. You don't need
You
it.
don't need it. Yeah. Yeah. Cute. Next one. Next one. I want you to tell me how obsessed you are with Paquita because I know you are. I know
Yes,
you
I am.
are. How
I
how
am.
obsessed are you?
I am so obsessed. She brought it right when she walked into this workroom. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And then the flower petals coming out of the outfit. She, oh, so beautiful. Her confessionals, like this is the moment. This is the moment. How did you feel?
Okay, so Paquita is from my drag family. Yeah, she is my drag mom's sister. So they're all from this drag family that I really, really, really love. I'm in love with Paquita since forever. She was on, do you know that they had in Chile this drag show called The Switch?
Yes, yes.
Season two of The Switch was the one with Gia Gunn, and
Mhm.
Paquita was the first one out many years ago. Like she looks totally different. But yeah, she was there. Didn't you know that? Yeah.
Wow. So is she from Chile, or did she just like go
No,
down there for that?
she's from Sevilla. They did an international season for the Switch where they had people from Chile and like an international group. That's why Gia Gunn was there. Also, they had people from all around the world, and Paquita was the representation from Sevilla, from Spain. And she did it was many, many, many years ago, and it wasn't
Mhm.
like her best moment. But it's funny to look back because she looks like completely different. I don't know. I'm just amazed by her face. She has something in her face, the way she paints, the way she carries herself, because she's tiny actually, but she has
Yeah.
such a presence and references, and you're gonna love her. You're gonna love her so much. I'm just so excited for her. I'm worried for her like all the time. But
Yeah, I
but
could
I
see
love her,
that.
my drag auntie.
Your drag auntie. And then what was this entrance line? You said that there was a pun about the entrance
Okay,
line.
okay, okay. Yeah, because they translated it terrible. I don't know what they said. They said something like, I beat my milk so much that I got whipped cream. That's not what she said. The thing is that the verb that we use to whip cream is the same verb that we use to get into drag. It's the verb montar. So what she says is that, she beats the milk so much, and it's implied that she's talking about all of our fathers' milks because she basically slut shames all of the fathers of everyone. We always slut shame the moms if you want to insult
Hmm.
someone. She's very, very reverent, and like 90% of the things that she says are completely irreverent and stupid. She's always talking about, how much milk she's getting from all of our
Hmm.
dads, and yeah, that's her thing very much because she's a like actually a very punk bitch, even if you don't know about it. So she says that she's been beating all of her dad's milk so hard that she got whipped cream, which also means that she got in drag. That's what she actually said. It's stupid, crazy. You have to love her.
Well, the thing is too is that anytime I'm watching this and I'm reading the subtitles, like my boyfriend will always try to be like, okay, no, that's not what that meant. This means this, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying very hard, but yeah, the subtitles. WoW needs to get better subtitle people. I don't know where they're hiring these people from.
Yeah, but it's very difficult. You cannot translate this. Like, I don't know how I would have translated it, you know? It's difficult. It's difficult. It's a difficult job, but yeah, that's what we're here for, you know?
Yeah, that's what we're here for. And
Yeah.
coming right back out there, we have Bestia. Now, let me tell you, okay, so she comes in and she's wearing basically what I would take is kind of like a racing jacket, but a racing one piece, but it is
Yeah.
see-through. It does have all these different stickers or like little pieces on it. But this is
Yeah.
my thing. She comes in and I literally went, Isis Couture.
Oh, really? Yeah,
It's the
I
lips.
understand what
It's
you
just
mean.
the
It's the
lips.
lip. It's the lip. It is the
It's the
graphic
lip.
liner. Yeah, it's
Yep.
the
And
face,
it's
how she
that
paints.
it's that blue hair as well, like that light blue hair. I think that does it. Plus the glasses, so you don't really see the makeup. So, but I literally was
Yeah.
like, wait, what? Isis coming back from another franchise? Tell me about Bestia. Do we know anything about her yet?
Yeah, we know a lot. Bestia is from this quarter in Madrid called Leganés, and it's like working class, and it has like a great relation with heavy metal. Actually, they actually have
Okay.
a street in Leganés that it's called AC/DC Street. It's kind of stupid. It's
Oh.
funny. So she grew up there, and she studied fine art. She's a multidisciplinary artist. She can do everything. She can play a lot of instruments. She can do sculpture, painting, like every single art that you can think of, she can do. So that's who Bestia is. She's the weird artsy kid in this like heavy metal neighborhood.
I love it. And to
Yeah.
me, she comes off as Isis Couture in this entrance look. But as what I've always said, we cannot compare drag queens to other drag queens, even though Joseph does it sometimes. Now, I also want to say, that Marta and I are two individuals who love drag and we love commenting on it. So if there's ever a moment where we say we don't like something or something wasn't for us, we're not meaning it negatively towards the queen or anything. Sometimes we just have certain preferences. So just take that in mind and you can have your preferences too. Just don't ever send these queens hate because they do not deserve that. They're putting themselves on the international stage and they are showing us what their talent is. So respect their talent and be nice to them.
Yes. Never send hate to any queen. That's stupid. If you want to fight someone, find me outside and we'll fist fight, okay? Never send them hate online.
Never. But next up, we have, oh my gosh, Marta, say the name.
This one is an easy one. Come on,
Is
try
it
it.
is it
I
just
trust you.
Petita?
Pitita, yeah, that's easy.
Petita.
Pitita. Yeah. She takes her name from this very old socialite lady that we had in Spain called Pitita Ridruejo. That's a difficult name. But yeah, she takes her name from there. She was like kind of this kind of socialites that went crazy. So yeah.
Oh,
Mm,
one of those. So now that all makes sense. The dress, the lavish dress, she looks like to me like she just came out of a soap opera. Like she's like ready to
yeah.
like hit it.
And she's actually the second youngest of the season. Doesn't look like that, right? She's
No.
totally different out of drag. Absolutely different. She's a seamstress, she's a designer, she's from Barcelona, and she can also put on like a pretty fierce lip sync, I've heard. And yeah,
Ooh.
I loved her out of drag. I've never seen her out of drag before, and I loved her character out of drag. It was like, yeah, you would be my friend. I know that for sure.
Yes. Yes. And also, while we're on it, everybody out of drag is very attractive.
You know, you have to come to Spain sometime.
I know. I mean, maybe. so Petita is wearing a red wig. I'm so bad at describing these outfits. I don't know how in the world I did this with Laganja for a full season. I'm sorry, guys. So we have a do you want to try?
She has huge puff sleeves. The silhouette
Mhm.
is on point. She has a lot of like brocade on the chest. And one thing that's super cool that in all of her looks this season, we're going to see that she has the two fingers covered because she just
Okay.
broke her hand before coming into Drag Race. So she has a cast underneath. So she's covering it all the time with rhinestones. Yeah,
That's
she gives us
smart.
it is smart because it looks kind of fierce. Like even if
Yeah.
she if you don't know and you think it's an artistic decision, it's kind of fierce, you know. I like it.
I love it. And I love that little fact. I didn't know that. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cool way to hide your cast by just coming up with cool ways to like put your fingers together, bedazzle it.
Yeah, just ignore it and it goes away, you know. That's what I do with all my problems. Just put a couple rhinestones on top and they don't exist anymore. Exactly.
Same,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, and she also tells us about her abscess. She had a problem with an abscess and she tells us all about it, like being a bottom. That was a
Hmm.
problem because of the placement of the abscess. Like she
Yes.
gave us a whole rundown of her medical history. Like I think she violated HIPAA a couple times, but it's okay.
Well, I was laughing so hard because I was like, sometimes I'm like, okay, we didn't need to hear that. But then she kept
No.
going too, and it just kept making it funnier and funnier and funnier. And I was like, this confessional just keeps going about her abscess and how long she
You know
hasn't
what?
had sex.
When people get nervous that they can't stop talking and
Yes.
it's like super cute and you're like shut up but don't shut up because it's being super funny but really shut up. I love it. I love her. I loved her personality. I wasn't expecting to like her as much as I did this episode, to be honest.
I agree. I agree. Next up, we have, is it Maria Adia?
Edilia, Maria Edilia.
Edilia.
Yes,
Maria
all
Edilia.
of our letters sound and all of our letters sound exactly the same all the time, basically. So it's easy to read. Spanish is one of those languages that it's easy to read. I'm going to teach you Spanish at the end of the season.
Yes, I'm ready. Then my boyfriend will be really happy because I'll be able to speak to him.
That's the secret of the success of your relationship, actually, that you're not able to communicate.
So true. So true. Now, Maria comes out, and I thought she looked like a nesting doll, but I see you have a different reference here. What is this reference?
Yeah. Okay. So, she is the first drag artist in any of the seasons of the franchises ever from Venezuela. And the most typical food from Venezuela are arepas, which I love and I always make. And the most, you know, well-known brand of arepas is of the cornmeal that you use to do the arepas is pan. And she looks just like the little lady that is on the front of the cornmeal flour thingy that you use for the arepas.
Yes.
It's very well known. Joseph, you should have got this. And she's also looking like the Venezuela flag, so she mixed both of the things. I love Maria Dilia so much. Such a Maria Dilia stan. I think she has probably the best makeup of the season. I'm gonna say that.
Oh, yes. I agree with you there. And it's like a total transformation too of her from out of drag to in drag. And she came in and with this dress having the colors blue, yellow, red, like you said, it's the Venezuelan flag. We have the polka dots on there. We have really just tying her into that pan. But I want to know from you, what is it about her that just gives me this really good energy? I just get this really good energy from her.
Honestly, I feel the same way, and I don't really know why. What I thought that I was feeling that because I don't know her personally, but all
Mm-hmm.
my friends always speak about her like she's the best in the universe. Like everyone loves her so much. I thought that I was, you know, conditioned by what everyone was saying about her, but you didn't hear that, and you have felt it as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's something her aura. She has like a nice aura. I don't know. It's not the fact that she's a big queen. Sometimes it's like, oh, if she's a big queen, she has to have like the nice personality and whatever.
Yeah.
It's not that. She's the oldest of the season. She's 41. And I feel something like very motherly about her that I really, really, really like. I really like. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I really, really like her. The everything about it. And I know that it's going to be very sad at the end of this episode, but just saying, next on, we're moving on to our Canary Islands queen. Drag Chuchi. Is it Chuchi? Drag Chuchi?
Yeah, drag Chuchi. Drag Chuchi.
So she walks in, she has, what are those heels called? Do we know what the heels are called?
They're just called plataformas in Spanish, like platform boots, typical from the Canary Island boot
Yes.
drag. I have seen people calling them moon boots just by
I could see
association,
that.
like it's the closest thing. But yeah, that's the Canary Island drag. You either have this huge platform or they also do heels. It's not only the platform. And this is what not exactly the look that she was going to wear, but Canary Island drag is always so big that she wasn't
Mhm.
able to fit the outfit in the plane because it's an island, so she has to take a plane, and she wasn't able to fit it literally in the plane. So she just brought the corset and everything. Isn't she gorgeous? I know you love her.
Gorgeous. The makeup's sensational. I think she looks so fucking stunning. And this picture that you also have on here about what she should have looked like, or what she would have looked like if she would have been able to get that the clothes into her
Yeah.
luggage, that's pretty killer too.
Yeah. Her boyfriend or her husband, her partner, is her stylist, is a very cool designer. So they've been doing together all this Canary Island drag since forever. And she was also reviewer. She's been doing reviews for Drag Race España. So she's like very well known. People love her. We all know how sweet she is. We all know that she is very smart, very
Mhm.
articulated, very interesting, and very sweet. Everyone loves Chuchi here.
Next up, who do we have, Marta?
Vania Vainilla. Vania Vainilla, what do you think about her?
Honestly, I didn't remember her.
The shade, the shade.
The look to me, it looks very biker, very dungeon-esque. It's all black. There's a little bit of white and gray in it. It just looks like a big biker jacket to me, with the 80s type rock hair that's blonde. I don't know, that she just didn't stand out to me in a big way, and I think that that's just where it came from. I didn't get her personality, I guess you would say,
Yeah,
from this look.
exactly. I think that you cannot really tell who Vania Vainilla is with that look. It's a little bit generic. She wanted to look cool, I guess, and just like a rocker chick, but that's not really who she is. I don't know.
Mhm.
Vania Vainilla has been doing drag for 22 years. So she is a very, very, very old school drag queen. And I would have rather had her with, I don't know, not trying to be anything that she isn't. I think she's doing things in a different way because she is on Drag Race. And I know that's what most of the people want to see, like effort, and do
Mhm.
something different and go, you need to meet these standards. But that's not what I want to see. I want to see her.
Yeah, and I feel like too, when people want that extra, we want like to see the most over the top or the most this and that. I want to get to know you first, and then we can kind of like
Yeah.
dibble and dabble in those areas. And so I think that when she walked through the door, I was just like, I don't know who this person's drag persona is.
Yeah, exactly. But well, we'll get to know her. Like honestly, anyone that has been doing drag for 22 years deserves my absolute respect and admiration. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
no one to say anything about Vania Vainilla, but yeah, it's more of an editorial thing. Nothing that she's wearing is necessarily wrong. It's about her
Yes.
artistic vision about herself and how she wants to present herself to the world.
What did you think about Clover Bish showing herself off to the world? What do you think of her?
Okay, let me tell you a lot about Clover. Clover is the baby of the season. She's 24. And she's been only doing drag for 9 months when they filmed this. She's, of course, a cis woman. She's the first POC cis woman in Drag Race history, obviously, the second cis woman in Drag Race history. But the reason she's there, she's the only queen that we know 100% that she is there because she deserves it. For Drag Race España season 2, they had these like official viewing parties in Madrid. You know, Spain is kind of small, so you can have super official viewing parties in the center. So in those viewing parties, week after week, they were having these like lip sync battle contests. So
Okay.
each week there was a winner, and in the finale, all the winners battled each other, and there was one final winner. The prize for that was going to the final stages of the audition for Drag Race season 3. This bitch had only been doing drag for a couple of months, and she slayed. She slayed over a lot of very, very, very well experienced, very well known drag queens. She slayed the competition. She won that, and
Wow.
now she's here. Second, this cis woman in drag race history, the youngest of the season, only doing drag for a couple of months. That's her.
Wow. That's
She's a
crazy.
it is crazy. I'm so proud of her because it takes a lot. You have to endure a lot of stupid people when you're a woman and you do drag.
Mhm.
uh I have to say that we're talking about a lot about the fact that she's a cis woman, but she always counts herself as one of the girls. It doesn't matter if they're trans or not. And but well, the when she came out, her entrance line, that was also not translatable because she said like something like, "I came to break all the rules." But the thing is that the word in Spanish for rule is the same word that we use for our menstrual period. So she said, "I came to break all the rules except for one." And then you can see her purse that has the shape of a menstrual pad with like a little blood stain, like all crystallized, bedazzled, uh, mini pad, maxi pad purse. I loved it. She's so
Oh,
comfy. She's so sassy.
I loved her energy and what she was bringing. Like she came in all plaid, different colors of plaid that she's wearing. The jacket has lovely little what I call Derek Barry shoulders from when you remember when Derek Barry did the
Yeah.
Tin Man.
Spikes on the shoulders, and if it's
Yes, the spikes on the shoulder, big
the hair is
hair.
huge, huge
Oh,
hair. Yeah, she
I
looks cute.
love this bag. I love this bag. After you said that, and then now it makes sense with her entrance line. Fucking kill it. Yes.
We stan. We stan.
We stand. Did you stand Kelly Roller?
Well, now I respect Kelly Roller a lot. She's also from Andalusia, even though she doesn't speak with an Andalusian accent whatsoever. And she's the roller skating queen of Spain. She's one of the most hardworking queens that we have here. She works and lives in Torremolinos, which is one of the places that we have in Spain for gay tourism, one of the main places and one of the places with most interesting story, like LGBT story, where the first gay bar opened in Spain was Torremolinos.
Wow.
But yeah, she's a skater. I think she says that she's a skater first and a drag queen after that. Like the drag queen thing is only a way so she can make money while she's skating. She's
Mm-hmm.
kind of a comedy queen. She's the type of queen that can take a mic and entertain a whole audience for hours and hours and hours on end. And you'll usually see her in these typical like gay resorts. I celebrate her career very much because she has a huge career here in Spain and everyone knows her. So, but they were saying that she has like some shade, some problems, some history with Ornella Góngora. Like they fought, like they
Oh.
have each other blocked, like they don't fuck with each other. They don't like each other whatsoever.
Well, I'm very glad that we didn't get rid of one of them in the first episode because that seems to be a running tradition. They'll be like, oh, these people have a fight. Oh, wait, no, one of them just got off. And you're like, oh, well, that's
Or
great.
let's keep them to the end and not explain whatsoever what the fight was about, like with Dovima and Sagittaria. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to fall in love with her. I haven't yet. I want to fall in love with her.
Did you fall in love with Chanel?
Well, not really. I really like the look. I like her artistic vision. She's like, the alien that abducts the cow. She is the alien, the cow,
Oh,
and the cowboy all in the same thing.
okay. Makes
Got
sense
it?
now. Makes sense now.
She defines herself as a monster drag. Like, I think that we don't have a good word in Spanish for cartoony drag. And
Okay.
that's what she means when she talks about monsters. She's talking about maybe like Monsters Inc., not Dragula, you know? I like the extra pair of eyes that she has. She painted
Yeah,
extra eyes.
yep. That was
Hmm.
weirding me out for a second too, because I was like, I don't know where to look.
Yeah, but she's cool. But the thing is that she's always in the Meet the Queens. Did you watch the Meet the Queens?
Yeah.
She's always talking about herself like she's going to be the villain of the season or something like that. I don't like that because I think that people that talk about themselves that way are always like in a defensive place where they
Hmm.
have already given up and they're finding excuses for anytime something doesn't go their way, they can be the victim somehow. I don't know. I don't like villains. If you can portray yourself in any way possible and you're going to introduce yourself in front of the whole world, why would you want to be the villain? Why would that be
Yeah.
your choice? I don't know. That's what I
And
think.
I no, I agree with you because I also feel like if I wanted to be a villain and I was coming into a TV show, I wouldn't want to tell people that I would want to be the villain because then that just comes off weird to me. Like I would rather them just be like, not say anything at all and then they are the villain. I think that that's the dumbest thing that you can do. You should go in if you want to be the villain, don't tell people you're the villain because that just comes off
Yeah.
cocky. It comes off cocky.
Not only cocky, like you're not gonna have anyone on your side because
No.
like, and I do find it kind of defensive. Like I don't know, like it's that's not a position of attacking. The villain of the season, it's a position of defending yourself. And I think
Yeah.
you should be like more proud of yourself in a more loving way. I don't know.
Now we are we are on to Visa. Now, Visa is she from Mexico?
Yes, she is from Mexico. I think she lives in Barcelona now, but she's
Ooh.
very Mexican, actually.
Yeah, I will say that she came out with like a headdress on and it was like, like leaves and stuff, very tapping into her culture. I will say there was one thing that I was not a fan of.
What?
The back of the headdress. The back of the headdress was just spray
Oh,
painted black. And so to me, I was like, when she turned, I was like, no.
okay, Joseph, you're never supposed to look at the back of an outfit of a drag queen. I think this is basic etiquette. You should have known that. You're never supposed to look.
Never. Well, the camera showed me the
Yeah, it
access.
was camera's fault. But yeah, I think she's very cool. I liked her personality a lot. I like her vibes. She's a performer basically. She's an amazing performer. She always uses a lot of like Mexican folklore in her drag. And yeah, everyone that has seen her perform ends up like with the jaw on the floor and I think she's amazing.
Wow.
I like her very much.
I can't wait to see then. And then just when we thought everything was over, all of a sudden smoke comes out of this entrance room door and we are granted with somebody we've seen before, the Macarena, season
The
one.
Macarena. Yes, yes, yay! She's actually a friend of this podcast. She's been here before.
Yes.
I love her very much. She's probably my closest friend here. I'm so excited for her. She was the first out in Drag Race España season 1. She's the Spanish pork chop. But I have to
Yes.
say that since then, she's been doing lots of stuff. She's been working tons. She's been being very successful. She looks amazing. She
Ooh.
just has a whole like new aesthetic. She knows who she is a lot better. I'm just so happy for her. I'm so worried and so happy at the same time. I never want any of my friends to go into Drag Race because I get
Mhm.
super worried. But she just looks stunning. What did you think of her entrance?
First of all, I was like, Macarena, where? Because this is like a whole new look, a whole different persona to me. She really just feels like she's actually filling out this fantasy, you know? Like, I don't know, like when season one was around, if the confidence just was not fully there. This is confidence now. This confidence came out. So I'm so excited to see this. I love the outfit. It reminded me of Lady Gaga's Stupid Love music video with those
Yeah.
colors and stuff. She brought in the two guns that are like bedazzled with different things on them. I loved.
I know exactly what you mean. It looks like from some type of cartoon like Kim Possible or Impossible Spies
Yes.
or something like that. I love this aesthetic very much, this change. Something that may make some sense. You were explaining it very well, and I love that you can really tell that she just uploaded a video to all her social media a couple hours ago explaining that since she finished filming the season, she has started transitioning. So I'm super proud of her. I'm super
Yay.
happy. Oh, look, goosebumps. I'm super, super happy for her. I'm super proud of her journey. I'm super proud of who she is, who she was, and who she will be. I'm
Yes.
proud of all the Macarenas.
Well, and just like the Macarena, everybody, why don't you go ahead and do the Macarena, and we will be back after this break. If you do the Macarena, you should be done by the time the break's over. So yeah.
Yeah, and when we get back, we're going to talk about the mini challenge, the talent show, and a lot more. Okay, so stay tuned.
This is the first episode of España season 3, Marta, and this is our first mini challenge. I'm sorry, I'm laughing already because I couldn't get over the most disturbing, random, and confusing mini challenge photo shoot that I have seen.
Absolutely. I didn't understand anything. I was like, what is going on? It's
I mean, they
stupid.
basically were like, all right, each of you is going to be a different barnyard animal, and you're going to go and do a photo shoot with two sexy pit crew members dressed as the animal, and you can roll around in mud.
Basically, yeah, that's a good that's a good description. That's exactly what happened. And the nastier you are, the better, because they love in Drag Race España a wink wink not nudge moment. So it's all very sexual all the time and very nasty for the most part.
As we saw with Ornella's clown, right? I mean, not clown, cow. Oh my gosh.
Basically the same thing, yes.
Basically the same thing. Getting her udders stroked and pushed and pulled.
Yeah. Yeah. They were not all that sexual. I don't know. Paquita, once her face was close to one of the pit crew's butt, how do you say the thingies that they have? She said like, "Ew, get out of here!" Like she doesn't like that. She doesn't like the super masked guys and have like she's not into all of that. But for the most part, the one who won was the one that did the most nasty things. So
Yeah, that's true.
classic Drag Race España. Stupid mini challenge.
Stupid mini challenge, but we did have our winner. And then we get into the thing that we've been looking forward to the whole episode. This what is the Supreme call it? The Supreme Eleganza Talent Show Extravaganza. What was it called?
Supreme Eleganza Talent Extravaganza. I think it was something like that. It's a stupid name. No one knows it. No one remembers it. The
It's the
talent
talent
show. It's
show.
called the talent show. Yes.
Well, first out we had
Yes.
Visa, who gave us a lip sync performance. What do we think of Visa?
So she did like a lot of acrobatic things. She is actually she does a aerial dancing. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Like yeah. So I thought it was amazing. She was the first one out, and the first thing I thought was we're going to have an amazing tour because the performances are just crazy. She should have been in the top for me. I just love this performance so much. The high energy, all the acrobatic stuff that she was doing, the aerial. Maybe I would have done more of the aerial stuff and less of the crazy dancing to a Ricky Martin song.
Yeah.
Just maybe, but that's, I don't know. I couldn't have done anything like what she did. So
Oh yeah, I agree. I couldn't do anything she did. I do agree with you in that dancing part. I kind of wish that there was more of the aerial because that is the pure talent that I was seeing. And so when she held onto those straps and then started, I was like, oh my gosh, I wish that it was more of this.
mm,
I think that there were a few talent show acts that tried to do this thing of combining two different types of talent, but I
yeah.
don't think that they were seamlessly executed. It kind of just seemed like two different talents in one person's talent. Does that make sense?
Are you shading Paquita? Because I can kill you easily. No, yes, I
No.
understand. I understand what you mean. I think that when you have to go to this talent show in Drag Race, you want to show. You want to show
Mhm.
everything you have. So sometimes you have a lot of different talents and you want to showcase all of them. So how do you make them into one uniform performance? Is it that important? Is it that important to make them like super fast paced, now one thing, another thing, another thing, another club, no sleep,
Another
another
club.
club. is it
Yes.
is it is it that important, or is it more important for it to be something honest and a little more calm? I don't know. I don't have a good answer. If you can do a lot of stuff, do it, girl, you know?
Yeah. I think that my thing is just like I want it to, how Anitra put in the cutting of the boards in her talent show act?
Yeah.
That came off to me a little bit more like it was woven in to the
Yeah.
experience. And I think that
Yeah.
that's probably what I mean the best is like just weave it in a little bit more. But she was great. I love the aerial. I love the dancing. I do agree with you. I think that she should have been in the top section.
Yeah. Yeah. Great, Lisa. Great surprise.
Next up, we had Bestia, who did a little live singing at a piano as she was playing the piano. And then all of a sudden, she gets on top of the piano, and the piano is being moved around, and her outfit changes, and it just becomes a full on number.
Yeah, it was so cool. Like it was an original song. First of all, shout out because now we have female dancers too, which I'm very happy about.
Yes.
And they did amazing, you know. And Bestia can play a lot of instruments. She chose the piano. I didn't like the first half that much, the one that was on the piano. I don't know why. The lyrics were interesting, about, the typical boy that wants to play with the dresses and the fancy shoes and he can't and whatever. But the second part, when they start like swinging her in the air and she starts jumping everywhere, I was like, what? I was
Yes.
very surprised. I was not expecting that whatsoever. Whatsoever.
It was great. I loved it. I thought that it captured everything that it needed to do. I do agree with you on the piano and the singing part. That wasn't my favorite of the performance, but I
Hmm.
think everything else was really well executed and put together.
Yeah. Really good energy and really good presence on stage. I thought Bestia did an amazing job. Yeah. What do you think about the next one about Banya Vainilla? The comedy routine with the bed and the guys coming out. What did
I
you
don't
think?
know.
Because
I don't know if I was either just really high or if I okay, so she's telling this story. She's talking about like these different lovers that she has. She's in bed with this lover, and then all of a sudden, this fire just goes poof, and then the guy disappears, and then now we're on to this other
the
guy.
next
I just
guy.
I just thought it was so funny because the cues were like 2 seconds off. So like the fire would go and then the guy would like try to disappear really fast. That that was like my favorite part. I love that. I thought it was cute. It was comical. It was catchy. It was something that was different. I thought it was okay. What'd you
Yeah.
think?
Well, you know, this is the old school, old school, old school drag, remember? So I think she was doing her thing. She has a very specific voice in drag. She's like, I don't know, she has a very, very specific voice. And she does her thing, her comedy routine. I understand that this is not what I find the funniest, obviously. Like, all these jokes about again, like tits and bottom shaming and all these different things are not my cup of tea, but I understand that she doesn't make comedy for me. I'm not the
Hmm.
target of any of this. So even though it's not my type of humor, I think it was delivered in a very professional way. And I know that there's a lot of people that love this specifically. And I respect her so much as an artist that I think it's, like doesn't have to be exactly what I like for me to understand that she did a good job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree
Hmm.
with you there. Next, we had Clover Bish come out in this light blue, beautiful bodysuit, orange hair. She was just ready to kill it, and she killed it. She killed it. It was a
She
lip sync
killed.
performance. Killed it.
Yeah. To her own song called Soy Mujer, I'm a Woman. Super cool lyrics, super sassy lyrics. She's
Mhm.
calling out all the misogynistic piece of shit. Literally, like she I think it was like super, super cunty, She's super sassy,
Yes.
super she's so confident for the little experience that she has that I'm just like, she must be like super delusional, which is one of the best things that you can be when you're a drag queen. And that's one of the things that make you be confident when everyone is telling you around you that you shouldn't. You just have to be a
Hmm.
little bit delusional and just feel yourself, and confidence will come after that. I don't know.
Yep.
It looks like she's been doing drag for 10 years and she hasn't.
She looks so good, and she exudes confidence, and I think that that is such an important thing, like you said, exuding that confidence. Oh, girl, I love
Mm.
every bit of it. I'm like, I need to go and see you do your own one woman show right now. I'm ready. Next up, we had Maria Edilia. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. So basically what I was getting from this was actually really cool in how it was put together for the television. Like how part of the
Yeah.
screen was black and white, old school, like 1940s, 50s, 60s television. And it was so cool to me that the stage was all black and white, but everybody in the audience and like the contestants sitting over the side were still in color. I was like mind blown. I know this is probably some easy thing that an editor did, but I was mind
Exactly.
blown. I
I
was
was mind
mind
blown as
blown.
well. Yeah,
I was
exactly. I
like,
thought it was production in these telly shows always like in Spain, they make everything that they can to make them live their own fantasy. So I love that they did this. I thought that it was so interesting. And they did it on purpose. There's a whole like 4 seconds or whatever where you can see the side of the stage in color and the stage in black and white. So
mhm,
I don't know. Really, really loved it. And I loved the performance. She was doing like
me too.
physical comedy. I love the first half of the performance. And then there's at some point she has to slap a guy in the face. And
Mhm.
I think she did that out of sync. And then for the rest of the performance, she was like out of sync. And you can see her like a little bit behind and everything she was doing. And I was feeling terrible for her. I was
Yeah.
like, no, I I wanted to see this like she wanted us to see it. And I wanted to for everything to be perfect. And I don't know, I feel so bad when something like this happens, but you can't lose it. If something
No.
is not perfect, you can't just lose it.
I agree with you there. And I think too, at the same time, well, of course, the contestants and the judges are not seeing the black and white version either, which I believe doesn't make anything better because you're not getting
Yeah.
the full experience. So yeah, I think that that too added to it. I think that if the judges were to see it how we saw it, I don't think she would have been totally in the bottom. I think that she may have been a low placement, but not total bottom. That's my own opinion, but
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, the look didn't help, but we'll talk about that
no.
later. But I love her. I really want to go to her shows. I want to see her do her thing in her space with her people.
Next up, we had Pink Chadora.
You said that perfectly. I'm going to be like, the owl from the Duolingo app.
Yes,
I'm going to be
yes,
your owl now, okay?
yes, yes.
Bling!
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Pinchadora, this was so stupid. It was actually good. It was so stupid. I loved it. I love stupidity. She is not a performance like this type of performance. She doesn't usually do like hip hop songs. She's like the whitest person ever. So, what did you think?
I thought what was the song? The song was about what? Candy? Was it?
Natural candy, which are
Yeah.
veggies. I don't know if in the US you know what veggies are. They come out of the ground and you can eat them, you cook them. They're actually good for you and quite tasty.
Well, you know what? I will take that little bit of knowledge too. I will apply that to my daily life. Yeah, natural candy. She was dressed as like she had like a bunny rabbit hat thing on, and then there was all these big carrot men and big carrots behind her. I thought it was very on par with camp. I thought that it was
Yeah.
comedy. I thought that she did a great thing. And also there's a part of me that always believes that when the creativity jumps out, like, if you know you don't have the best talent in the world, if
Yeah.
you add 150% of, creativity to it, you can make that great. And I feel
Yeah.
like the bunny outfits, the carrot outfits, the song and everything just really made this number. So I'm very, very glad that she went the full camp route. I thought it was great.
And you can see that what I was saying, that she's all about taking drag to different spaces and
Mm-hmm.
it's different images, different spaces. You can see that she's an artist, she's a poet, she does other things other than being a drag queen in dark nightclubs. So I thought it was interesting. A for effort. I really think that she put 150% into this performance and that it paid off.
I agree. Next up, we get to talk about our friend. Oh, our friend, the Macarena, live
Uh,
singing. Hey, you know what? She was one of two who live sang. So I was very happy with that. I thought she looked phenomenal in the red. Like what she was wearing reminded me very much of Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again
She's
performance.
such a Britney fan. She's going to love that. Okay. Yeah, that was exactly intentional. She looks amazing. And this song is from her new EP she just launched and it's called Prendelo and it's an amazing song. But I don't know. I think that when we all saw this, everyone that, we all love La Macarena, we were like, we wanted her to show everyone how well she can sing because she was only in Drag Race España for one season, but then she did this huge tour for like 6 months. We have all seen her live singing in this tour to super, super, super difficult songs. She did Rain on Me, which is a super difficult song, and another Spanish song, Sobreviviré, in the tour. We know that she's an absolutely amazing singer. This, like, okay, some parts, like most of the songs she sang amazing, but there were a couple parts where she didn't. And maybe it was, I don't know, you can really tell that she was kind of afraid,
Mm-hmm.
sad, terrified. I don't know. I didn't see her enjoy. I think she did her best, but I don't know. There are a lot of times where I don't want to do shit. And if I try to do it,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be terrible, you know?
Yeah.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying to come back and then to have to sing live after all this, when the other girls haven't made you feel especially included, and when everyone is looking at you in a different way and no one is really, I don't know, it's a difficult place to be at, you know?
Oh, I agree. It's so much pressure and it's pressure on coming back. And then you get right into a talent show performance. Hey, at least it was not a design challenge. Um, but I do agree. I think that she exuded a lot of confidence and I think that she had it. I think that what happened is that there was one note that she had to hold that was off. And I
Hmm.
believe once that off note happened, she got into her head and it kind of just went a little bit like down from there. because I'm the same way. Like if I'm putting on a show or something, like if I'm doing improv and there's a moment where I, as an individual, start second guessing myself, or if I know that I fucked up, it takes a while to get back out of that hole. And I think that that's what happened to her. But I will say she sang live. She looked great. I
She
don't
looked
necessarily know.
amazing.
Yes. And I don't necessarily know that if she should have been bottom. That's my own opinion.
Honestly, yeah, I agree. 100%.
Were you proud of Petita?
I didn't understand a thing, girl. What was
I didn't
this?
I didn't understand this at all. Well, of course, because I didn't get any of the references. But was she had a wheel and she was supposed to
Yeah,
be a mime, so she couldn't
yeah,
talk because she was a mime. And then she spun the wheel and there were 5 different images of, I guess, famous
yeah. Celebrities
people,
here in Spain.
celebrities,
Yeah,
yes. And so it would land on one and then she would do like a stunt or something that I guess that person was involved in. So I know that there was like throwing of like, was it alcohol or like booze or something? There was like all these different like things. I didn't really understand it. It just seemed to me like that would have been like a Real Housewives wheel. And then it landed on like a housewife. And then you're like, oh, this is the housewife that threw a drink on blah, blah, blah. Let me throw this drink. Like that's what it came off to me as.
that's exactly what it was. I didn't understand it in some way. I know all of these characters. I can explain about them, but it's not important. The thing is that she was a mime. She spun the wheel and then she intentionally stopped it where she wanted it to
Yes.
stop. And she would do the thing about that character. So there was one that was like this huge trans activist that on a TV show threw like a glass to the ground and just broke the glass, and it was this huge trans activist moment. So she did, like, she was doing the thing about the person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And she was not even impersonating them. Maybe if her talent was impersonation, she would like say a couple things and talk in their voice, but she was doing the one thing everyone knows about that one character, and it didn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't like it. I love her. And I think that if you are a person, because Pitita's super talented, but I don't think that her talent is something that can be showcased in a talent show in 45 seconds on a TV show. She can sew, she's a designer, she's very like funny, she's a performer, like all that. But taking the one typical thing about all of these celebrities and just, but one did a Burger King ad and she just takes out a burger and that's it. Like, where are you going with all this? There's, you know, but one thing that I did like is that there were 5 faces and she only did 4 characters. The fifth character was her had some relation with her runway outfit. So that's the one that she didn't do. Ha, that was interesting. I said,
Oh.
"Yeah, Pitita, you're smart. I see you. I see you."
Oh. Well, like you said, I didn't really understand any of it, but it was a choice. Uh,
Yeah.
next up, we had Ornella Gongora, Gongora,
Gongora.
Gongora,
Gongora.
Gongora, Gongora,
Piriping.
Gongora.
Piriping.
And she sang Dancing on My Own, which was a Robin song, but she sang the Callum Scott slow version of the song as she was being lifted in the air on a giant swing.
What did you think? Because I don't know if we're gonna agree.
That was okay. I've heard this rendition of the song so many times, and a lot of people sing it for like all their like auditions for like American Idol or the X Factor or any of like the singing shows, The Voice and stuff. So I'm so used to hearing it. I did enjoy the lyrics change, to Spanish, but I would say that if I had to give it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it like a 6.
Yeah. Oh, we agree. Oh, I love that. I didn't think that we were going to agree. People loved it very much. I was a
Really?
little bit, yeah, I was a little bit bored, to be honest. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why. I think that she did an amazing job, but not everything tickles the same people. Maybe this is
Yes.
not the thing that tickles me specifically. I come from a dancing background, so I was looking at the dancers a lot more than to like her. I think she didn't do anything wrong. She didn't make any wrong choices. I didn't find it as captivating as everyone else. I love her. I love her energy. I love everything she does, and she did a great job. But for me, it was kind of a six.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Did you think that Kelly Roller's roller skating and lip sync performance was a six?
I do. I actually do. Like, she was doing an original song, by the way. She was lip sync to an original song, but her talent was actually roller skating, I think. And yes, they say that she fell. I think it's super difficult to roller skate on that stage. It must be very, very slippery, and she didn't like fall to the ground. Like she just ran out of space and she had to jump back in. But I think she did a very good job. It's not because she fell. It wasn't captivating for me personally.
I
And the
agree.
lyrics are so stupid. Joseph, I like her, I respect her a lot, but I'm actually super into the lyrics because they are the most unintentionally funny lyrics that I have ever heard. Yeah, I'm gonna send them to you, translate to Spanish or something.
Yes.
They're so bad that I think I'm gonna get a tattoo of them or something.
Send them to me, and then I'll see if I'm gonna get the matching one to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like she did a good job. It was cool seeing the roller skating, but that stage is not anybody's friend. And from what I've heard from the other girls who have been on the show before, that stage can be slippery as anything in the world. So I'm like, yeah, she had her little flub moment, but like kind of like the same thing I said with the Macarena was that I think once that flub moment happened, they get into their head, and then it kind of like did a little trickle down effect for her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's kind of difficult. Like I wouldn't be able to do anything on a talent show.
Mm-mm.
Like have anyone thought what they would have done in a talent show? I think it's difficult to be there. So respect, you know.
Well, a lot of respect goes to Miss Paquita, because this live singing and pole dancing, I will say, was probably my favorite.
Thank you. I knew it. I knew that you were gonna like it. What do you think about like the first part, the song?
I what was the title of the song? It started with the T. Was it T?
Yeah, the song is called Travesti, and that it is a very obscure reference. It's a very obscure song because it's not very well known whatsoever. It's one of the least known songs about a very obscure artist that no one knows. So it's like a very like secret between a lot of drag queens. And this is a song from 1982, and it's from a time where we didn't have different words to talk about trans women, drag queens, and transvestites and queer people. We only had one word. So that's the word travesti. And they talk specifically about, the drag performers that ended up in prison because all of these laws and how they would usually survive and all these like sad stories. But the lyrics are so beautiful, so honest, it was breathtaking because she's really captivating, isn't she? It's not about
Yes.
the voice. The lyrics, can I read you the lyrics because you're
Yeah.
gonna love them? Okay. It says, I'm gonna try to translate them in my mind. Okay. It says, I was born this way, life's imperfection. Everyone talks about me. I'm not a woman. I'm not a man. I have to live this way. Every night I make the audience laugh, and they laugh and I cry. I didn't choose to live this way. Travesti. Oh my God, goosebumps again. I'm about to cry
Oh.
again. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. It's amazing. And now Paquita has recorded this and she has made her own version with Flamenco Queer. But get this, okay, Joseph? She has changed the lyrics. So now it doesn't say like lives in perfection. It says like I was born this way, blessed by life. and it doesn't
Ooh.
say I didn't choose to be born this way. It says I chose to live this way. So she's doing this full circle moment. This is the victory of all those travestis 40 years ago. Like we are winning their battle. And I think it's such a beautiful
It's
full
so
circle
good.
moment. Amazing.
So good. I love that you explain that because that makes this like even better. And then on top of the singing, she ends up doing pole dancing, which there have been a few pole dancing performances in Drag Race history. None of them
Hmm.
stack up to this.
None of them.
I was like,
It
this
is,
is pole dancing.
and the energy and everything. It is kind of camp and weird after all this drama when Rihanna starts playing and they just throw her in the air and she starts screaming like this primal scream and she starts jumping on top of the pole. I thought it was super camp. It does make sense, kind of like if you want to find a meaning to this, like, breaking loose after all this drama of the past of the LGBT community and everything. But she's like a feral animal, like tiny little animal jumping up and down. She's so captivating, so sexy, so
Yeah.
one of the only drag queens I know that is not convincing you to like her. She's letting you know how lucky you are
Oh,
to be able to be in her presence.
I love that.
And she does it, not in a I'm above everyone else, just like I don't have to convince you of anyone. I'm just here vibing. Come join my party.
Yes, I'll join her party any day. But would you join Janelle's performance party?
Tana's performance, it was an amazing performance. It was a very good lip sync. She looked amazing in that outfit, and then they covered her with blood, but it was a lip sync to Kesha. So
Yeah.
after Paquita did that, and it felt so honest and so personal and so vulnerable, and so, it was a roller coaster. After that, seeing just a lip sync to Kesha, it felt so empty, you know? No
I agree.
not real a lot of meaning behind or intention. It was just something easy, not personal, really. Just a monstery song.
That's exactly how I felt. You just had something that was so emotional and pulled at your strings. And there, a lot of people's numbers in this talent show were all connected to something, but a song called Cannibal by Kesha, I didn't necessarily get it. But I thought that the blood and the outfit and everything was pretty cool, but that was about it.
Yeah. Let's take a little break, okay?
All right. We are back. The runway category is Spain is different. I didn't understand this category.
So things that make Spain different. Things that are, you know, that we identify with Spain and not other country, thing that makes us special. I guess I don't understand. I mean, neither. Like, I don't know.
You're like, oh, okay. Who did we have first up? We had Visa first up.
Lisa was being two different things before and after the reveal. She was being La Sagrada Familia de Barcelona, which is a church, this huge church. And then she reveals into like a little chameleon creature.
So dope.
And you just saw the references or what?
Yes, I just saw the reference. I just pulled this up so I see.
Exactly. So the dress is not like the most pretty dress ever, but I'm so in love with the references that she chose. They're both things by the same architect, Dali, which is one of the most important architects that we have here in Spain. And I think what she did was so original and different, and the way she thought about it was so original and different that I don't care that the dress before the reveal was super ugly. I just
Yeah.
love the idea so much.
I loved when she turned into a chameleon. I was like, this is what drag is to me because I haven't seen that before. I haven't seen somebody on a drag race stage be like, you know what? I'm taking off this outfit. Now I have a really pretty bedazzled jumpsuit on that's multicolored like a chameleon, and now I'm gonna be a chameleon. That headpiece when she put her head down, I was
Yeah.
loved it, loved it.
And not only a chameleon, like it's by the same architect that did the other outfit that you were wearing. Like she's
So
doing a whole
cool.
reference to Barcelona. Yeah, I loved it. I really
Loved
loved
it.
it. It wasn't the most polished thing ever, but it was everything I need of a runway, you know?
I agree. Next up, we had Bestia, and she was in, it was like vinyl meat, like kind of like Lady Gaga's meat dress, but it was
Yeah.
in a vinyl way. And I actually loved this. And she had like the purse with it as well. What
Yeah.
was the inspiration behind this?
So she is jamón. Have you tried Spanish jamón ever? It's like cured ham. It would be similar to like
Yes.
prosciutto, but a lot fattier and a lot more flavorful. That's one of the like main things that we have here in Spain, jamón. Like, in fact, if you ever go to a Spanish supermarket, you will see that there's always like a whole aisle full of pig legs, cured pig legs with the hoof and everything. Do they have hoofs? Well, whatever a pig foot is called. The whole leg hanging, cured, in the whole aisle, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pig legs. And it's very traditional that you have one of these in your house and you cut the very, very, very thin slices. So that's why you see it like that. It's supposed to be like a very, very thin slice. And if you look at her feet, they look like the
Mm-hmm.
pig's feet. And she even has like a little rope around her ankle. And it looks like the jamon that is on the supermarket hanging there waiting for you to buy it. It was so cool. I loved it so much. Then she takes a piece of jamon and just puts it on her forehead as a wig. And I'm like, girl,
Yes.
stop. You're killing me. I love it.
I thought it was a really cool take. I love that the meat like was on like a vinyl material because I think that that gave it a different depth and different meaning. Absolutely loved it. She killed this episode. She killed it.
Yeah, it was for her. The shine, everything. Amazing. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Next up, Vanya Vain
Vainilla. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
Vainilla. Vainilla. What was she referencing? Because what I see is she has some big, humongous poof sleeves that are red or maroony, reddy, pinky with some purple flowers all over it. It's a lot of purple flowers that she is wearing. Also, like on her breast, she has big purple flowers. So what's the reference to all of this?
Okay, there's a very, very old song, over 100 years old, called La Violetera. That would be like the girl that sells violets. So she is just hanging around, selling violets to everyone. Um, and this was a movie afterwards, like a very old school movie. So it's part of our culture. Like we know who La Violetera is. She didn't look like this, but she did an outfit like inspired a little bit by it, I guess. I think that there's a lot of effort here, and she has a cool silhouette and cool old school reference and all that. Yeah, doesn't look particularly amazing, but it's Vanya Vainilla, you know.
Yeah. Next up, we had Clover Bish, who I kept saying the whole time. I kept being like Brussels sprouts hair because that's what it looked like to me. Was just Brussels sprouts
Oh
all in
my
her hair.
God. Really?
Yeah.
Clover, Brussels sprouts. You didn't understand anything, did you? Oh, poor thing. Look.
No.
Okay, let me tell you this. That you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I love that you discover all these things here for me with me. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cloverfish is New Year's Eve. Okay. He, where you're from, in New Year's Eve, you know that you at 12 o'clock, there's like a clock and a countdown, and you say
Mm-hmm.
10, 9, 8. Here we don't do that. That's a little bit boring. Here we do a different thing. At 12 o'clock, we all watch this big clock in the center of Madrid in Puerta del Sol. And that clock, when it's 12 o'clock, the bell starts dinging and starts doing ding, ding 12 times because it's
Okay.
12 o'clock, right? And every time the bell sounds, we eat one grape. So it's one grape, we eat 12 grapes every New Year's like at 12. That's what we do. It's a choking hazard. There are a lot of accidents. You can never say Happy New Year because your mouth is full of food and you can only say, you cannot kiss anyone because your mouth is full of food. It's stupid. It's something that we do here in Spain. But that's how we change the year every single year. So that's she has 12 grapes in her hair and like clocks everywhere and champagne on one hand, and that's what she is. Now you like her, right?
Yes, and now I want to do this every New Year. That sounds a lot more fun than watching a ball go slowly down and goes 10, 9, 8, and then just gets to the bottom. I want to stuff my mouth with grapes.
But don't choke, please. We
Oh,
need
I
you.
won't. I won't. I won't. I won't. I love this now, and now it makes sense to me. See, this is why I love talking to you and chatting with you, because literally I learned so much more, and I respect this drag so much more once I learn all the ins and outs.
Oh, I'm glad to help. I'm glad to help. You have to come and live that sometime.
Oh, I will be living that up. I can't wait. Just wait,
What's going
Ma-
on?
Maria Edilia.
Yes.
Your note for her reference is the funniest thing I've ever read.
What did I write?
The reference is ugliness.
I'm sorry. The reference is ugliness, 4 words. Poor thing. I just love her. It's just hideous. It's hideous. Did you like it? I didn't like it.
No, I thought that she left her. I thought that this was the outfit that somebody wore for that mini challenge, like a
No,
ladybug. I was like,
Joseph, you're mean.
I mean, you called her. The reference is ugliness.
Okay. This is like a flamenco dress, but she's not from Spain, remember? She's from Venezuela. So I think that she really doesn't know how to style it or where the taste level is. This is not part of her culture, probably. I thought she was like a souvenir doll that said thank you, but they didn't say anything about that, so I'm not sure about that. It's just like a flamenco dress. A flamenco dress would never have like fur. The hair would never be that way. I think she's gorgeous. She's one of my favorite people in that competition. It's not her fault that she has an awful, ugly dress. I mean, I love her the same amount and I respect her as an artist the same amount. I just think that that dress was hideous. Usually, you cannot bring everything that you want to bring to Drag Race in like 3 weeks with super cool concepts and everything. Maybe she didn't even like this look. I don't know.
Well, another look that I didn't like. I was
Oh,
not a
you
fan
didn't?
of Pink Chadora.
What? You didn't like this one? You didn't know the reference. Go
I
look at the
did.
references.
Okay. Talk me through the
Okay.
reference, Marta.
Okay, okay. She is, I know that you don't understand that, but in the 70s and the 80s, we had a type of film, a genre that was called kinky. Kinky, not in kinky like in sexy kinky, kinky from a French word with a Q. But it was like from the lowest people in society, people that were usually on drugs and had to survive, like stealing cars and stuff with this 70s aesthetic with that's what she is. Now look at it again. She's super cool.
I
The
get it.
hair is totally 70s, the eyeliner all smudged. That dress is so expensive. It's made out of leather. It's the first time that I see a flamenco dress made out of leather. That must have been like 100 pounds heavy.
Ooh.
Like that is so much work. I thought this was very successful. It looks super expensive, super heavy, super intentional, all of it. You hated it?
I okay, this is what I think it is now. I think it's the wig.
Mm.
I think that the dress and everything, like if I take my hand like that and I put my hand on it, the dress and everything, I see the vision. The
Yeah.
wig, to me, I think detracts it just a little bit. I mean, it's what it
But the
is.
wig is the most referential part. That the wig
Yeah.
is the part of the outfit that we look at it and we say, "Oh, that's kinky movie." You know, that's the 70s, the 80s era of kinky people. Kinky doesn't mean the same thing here, okay? Sorry if it sounds weird, but it is exactly the hair why it's successful. And I know it doesn't look good on her, but she chose that hair not to be more beautiful. She chose that hair to be more referential.
Mm. Well, I'm gonna keep my thoughts taken to the grave. Next, next up, we have the Macarena. First
Ah,
of all, let's just talk about this fit of the dress. The fit of this
ah,
black and red dress. Oh my gosh, it was fit perfectly to her body. I loved it.
yeah. This dress is actually the designer was the same one that did Supremes this episode. Yeah. David Rodriguez from Jerez. Yeah, the fit is absolutely amazing. She has a message on her chest that says, torture isn't culture. And she's talking about bullfighting. It's a huge controversy in Spain because, yes, it's a big tradition. Like, it's part of our history and all that. But I don't know if everyone understands that bullfighting, they really torture an animal for a very long time and they kill them in front of everyone. Well, he's like vomiting blood and screaming, and they stab him with different things, and it's terrible. It's super super terrible and sad, and it's torture. And the most of the people in Spain are against bullfighting, obviously, and it's obviously dying, but it's still very strong in a sector of our society. So she took a very brave stance, and she was doing something very very brave and very very powerful. You see the sticks coming out of her back? Those are the sticks that they
Yes.
stab the bulls with. They stab them with that. They just leave them hanging on their back. It's it's terrible here, and I love that she wanted to do something serious, wanted to do something with a message, and wanted to do something
Mhm.
dramatic. um, she's an actor too, so she wanted to really have this powerful dramatic moment about bullfighting and make everyone, chill a little bit.
I think that was a great way to get the message across. I had no idea about the bullfighting thing either. So once again, Marta Mama coming in with references that are much needed.
Yeah, it's terrible here. It's really something we talk about a lot, and there are a lot of protests. And she looks so gorgeous. Like her eyes are like half of her face. She was so beautiful in Snatch, and the hair and the silhouette,
Yes.
and even the hands were black. All the little details were there. The what she has, the writing on her chest looks like blood, but it also has like bedazzled blood. I
Yeah.
thought this was so powerful and so beautiful.
Another one that I didn't get the reference to, which you're about to help me, is
Hmm.
Petita. Now, tell me about this garbage bag reference because I was getting very Alaska Thunderfuck elevated version.
Yeah, well, that's part of the reference, but that's not what we're talking about here. There was this huge corruption scheme in this place we call Marbella. We talked about Marbella in season one because there was Jet Set Marbella was one of the categories. Marbella is like was the hangout like in the 90s for the high society people, like the coastal town. Everyone went there to like sunbathe and get wasted and all that, all the very rich people. Well, the mayor of that town started dating one of our folclóricas, our like flamenco singers, Isabel Pantoja. It was a scandal. He was married. He started dating the singer. It was a whole thing. And then, it's a huge pop culture moment for us. But then that mayor of Marbella was in this huge corruption scheme. And even the flamenco singer, even her, the girlfriend, was like 2 years in prison or something. This was huge. And they always talked about like the typical thing that we always remember are like trash bags full of money. So that's what she's referencing. She's taking the trash bags full of money of this corruption scheme that is like so well known in the pop culture, and she did a beautiful, beautiful gown.
So smart. And you said the Macarena did it first?
Yeah. So for season one, Macarena wasn't there. This was the bowl. She had already been eliminated, but she was posting all her looks online. And this was very, very celebrated. Like, I think that she has probably seen this look, even if she wasn't on the show, because we all talked about this look. It was very successful. We loved it, the reference and everything. But yeah, Macarena did the same look 2 years ago. But we didn't really get to see it on the show, but we saw her on her social media. So it loses a little bit of the magic.
It does lose a little bit of the magic, but I do still think that it was really well executed. I love the lower part of it. I think that was my favorite. The trash bags at the very bottom. I was like, that's very smart.
Yeah. Yeah, the silhouette was amazing. Like, none of the trash bag looks that we have seen. Well, I don't want to offend our mom, Alaska, but none of the trash bag couture, like Chichi DeVane, Alaska, and even Macarena looked this amazing. That is true. This is the best version of that. It's only that in reference to this specific thing and with this like almost flamenco dress silhouette that has been done before,
Yeah.
but it's beautiful.
Did you think that Honela
Gongora,
did you think that her outfit was elegant?
I like the outfit more than the performance. I loved the outfit because I love the reference. This was a group, a very, very gay music group that we had in Spain, like in the 80s and the 90s. And they dressed up like that and they danced with fans, like in a very intricate way. It was amazing. And it was like super cool music for that time. And so she's referencing that group Locomia. And I thought this was super, super cool, to be honest. Did you like it? Because you didn't know the reference, right?
I didn't know the reference. I did like the outfit. I think that the hair was the only thing that I was not the biggest fan of because I think everything was red. So I really wanted, like, even if it was black or just a little bit of a different color hair, I think that it could have pulled. But I loved the outfit. I thought it was really freaking cool. I loved how it was constructed, the high shoulders and everything. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked it very much.
But you know that somebody would, if we were on with Latrice and Manila right now, Latrice would totally clock that boot.
She would have totally. We miss her.
No.
It's not the same red, and the gloves are like a different red, and there's like little things. She never has brows, so I think that makes her hair be a little bit more flat.
Yes.
It looks kind of flat on her. I think a brow would help elevate sometimes, but well, it's so cool. I think she looks cool.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The brow could help elevate things just a little bit. Kelly Roller comes out not in roller skates this time, but actually in heels. She's wearing a black long flowing dress. Now, who is she supposed to be?
Okay, so we had this like actress, singer, person in Spain, very old school, called Sara Montiel, but she's not supposed to be Sara Montiel. She's supposed to be the Sara Montiel impersonator, Sandra Montiel, who is from Torremolinos. She's like the Derek Barry of Sara Montiel. She's like so well known that she's even like as well known as the original one, almost.
Yes.
So that's what she's doing. She could have done exactly the same look and say she's Sara Montiel, and I wouldn't have liked it. You know what I mean?
No, I
the
get
fact
that
that she's
100%.
paying homage to the female impersonator that lives in her hometown and to all like this female impersonating stuff in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. It made me love her.
Yeah, and that's really cool that she did the reference. So that would basically be like, hypothetically speaking, if somebody were to dress as Derek Barry as Britney Spears.
Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah, it's a Derek Barry look,
So good.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Paquita.
Did you love it? I cried so much.
I loved this. I thought that this was so well executed. Everything about it, from the makeup down to the actual outfit. I got the reference. I loved it.
So, okay. First of all, I freaked out. I just had this tattooed on my body. I did a month ago. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know any of your looks. Didn't even know she was in. And I just got exactly this tattooed on my leg. So this means a lot to me personally, you know? I started crying and I couldn't stop. I was watching her with my drag mom, her drag sister, and we were all like hugging. And this was a celebration. This is the look that Ocaña died with. She went to these festivities in her hometown, and this was usually made out of paper. And all this outfit caught fire, and she ended up dying. Okay. The unofficial story says that maybe it wasn't an accident that she caught on fire. The unofficial story also says that maybe she didn't get all the treatment that she needed in the hospital because of being HIV positive in that time. So there's a lot of power in this look. The look is originally only the sun, but the moon symbolizes the death for Ocaña. Oh, we're talking about Ocaña, by the way. I didn't say it. This is the artist that Marina referenced last year when she like flipped and like she showed her dingling on stage. This is this artist, okay? So it's a very, very underground queer artist that people used to hate when she was alive, and now is one of the most amazing symbols of the underground LGBT art and culture in Spain. And the face, the makeup that she did was very similar to Ocaña. It all had a great lot of meaning. You can see that she's really feeling super proud with this outfit, like different color shoes and all the little details. I cried so much. I cried a lot. There's something very, very powerful about this reference, and the judges didn't get it. Anna Looking got it, but not the other ones, you know.
I just thought it was so well executed. I absolutely loved it. Everything about it.
Yeah. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Okay, so I think that the judges were being a little more, like a little meaner than they have ever been. They say that this look is crafty. They compare Drag Chuchi to Drag Setlas, and they like look to see if you can see her testicles coming out. It's not because they went for Paquita. It's just in general. I'm not vibing with that. I do not like that whatsoever. I think that the judges are there so we as spectators know how we have to feel. And I think that the reason Drag Race España was such a success is that they had very loving judges that made us feel in love, because that's the only way we can feel in love with drag, if the judges are falling in love with it, you know. And I don't I like a lot of people are not feeling all of this like mean stuff about the judges and everything, but well,
Yeah.
it's not the most fair judgment, and I think that's what people loved about Drag Race España actually.
No, that's exactly what I loved about it. And it's just like the camaraderie, the love from the judges, everything that we kind of lost with Drag Race as the years have gone on, España has, which I absolutely love. So I can see where you're coming from for that.
I hope they change and it's not just like an executive decision that they have taken from the production of the show, that I think that is actually what it is. But I don't think that you have to have like a villain in order to have like a success story. Drag Race España has been very, very successful without that. And I don't know. I think that if those are the choices, I'm going to feel some particular type of way, you know?
And it is time to get into the Maxi Challenge winner. We have Bestia. Do you agree?
No, but I thought she was amazing. Obviously, my winner was Paquita, but I always say
Yes.
is the position you want to be in Drag Race is the robbed queen. You never want to be the one that wins, and everyone else said that they shouldn't have won. So Bestia, correct winner for this episode, and now they make money for every week they win. They make 200, 500, no, 2,000, 2,500 euros. Yes.
What does that equal? Like, what could you get with 2,500 euros?
That is probably like 2 months of a normal salary here in Spain.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's a lot.
So they're getting the money. That's actually really good. I'm glad that now España gets the money for these main challenges. In our bottom two, we had Drag Chuchi and Maria Adelia.
Yeah. Did you like the lip sync? It was to Despecha by Rosalia. You liked it?
Yes, I did like it. I like the song. The lip
Yeah.
sync was okay.
The lip sync was okay. Yes. Yes, I didn't know how to feel about the lip sync because I didn't want any of them to leave, you know. I was very sad already. So I was seeing it with like a little bit of dread. But
Yeah.
but yeah, finally Maria Edilia is eliminated and all of our hearts break in 1,000 pieces because we do not want to see her leave, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I thought it was just really sad that to see her go because she also was somebody that I felt had the ability to keep going. And I love when we have an older queen in there in the mix, you know? Like I don't like when it's only like 22 years old or 23. Like I love the older generation of drag.
Yeah, I must say that this year 9 of the 13 are over no, like 10 out of the 13, I believe, are over 30 years old.
Wow, that's
Only
awesome.
3 are under 30. Yeah. So that's cool. But Pitita was like a very well experienced drag queen and she had a lot to offer. And we'll see her around, you know. She has a whole
Mhm.
tour to do, and there's like a second chance that Supreme comes out in a video and says that there might be like a second chance. So I'm already rooting for Maria Edilia for that second chance thing.
I was so excited when that happened. I was like, yes, finally an international franchise is doing a potential comeback. I was like, yes, so good. And then in the teaser for next week's episode, I noticed that Supreme is wearing the same suit that I wore for one of my interviews on Sissy That Talk Show. So we are twinsies, and I can't wait to put that picture up.
Oh, so cute. Good taste, you know. That's what good taste has, that you repeat outfits, you know.
It
And
sure
they're like
is.
super mean in the next episode. They start like yelling to the girls. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna like it.
Well, thank you so much, Marta Mama, for chatting with me on this. I'm so excited that we're doing this podcast. This is going to be out every single Wednesday. Do not forget to listen. And Marta brings all the facts. So if you need a quick fact check, bring all of
Did you
that
just call
in.
me fat?
I said fact.
I know, girl. I'm super excited about this. Like, even if it was just the two of us in a Zoom call, not recording is, I would be just as excited because I love you.
We love
We have great
you.
chemistry, I think. I love you.
Yes.
And I love everyone that is watching too, you know, okay? So thanks so much to everyone that is listening to today's episode. I am Marta Mama, and my co host is obviously the beautiful, gorgeous Joseph Shepard. And you can listen to our episodes every single Wednesday.
Yes, and make sure to subscribe to our show. You can rate and review us on your favorite podcast app. So go over there and show us some love.
Yeah, and I also want you guys to send us emails. We have an email address that is draggedoutpod@gmail.com. And I want to hear what you thought about the episode. And if you have any questions about any references that you're not getting or that I haven't explained it, please write us an email and we might read it next week, okay?
Yes, and if you also are afraid of emails and you just want to leave a voicemail, you can leave us a message at 323-607-5116. That is the American number. So you may have to enter a lovely dial of a +1 something something. But if you are in the US, then it's 323-607-5116. And we may play your voicemail on the show next week.
Yeah, and if you're from Spain, just send us an email. It's easier, okay? And remember that you can follow us. You can follow me on Twitter at La Marta Mama, and Joseph is at Joseph Shepherd on all the social medias, and we'll see you around.
We'll see you around. So thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week for a new episode of Drag Race España Season 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye.